Hello and welcome to this Tales from the Hut and Hangar Aircraft Rarities episode about the Ayres LM200 Loadmaster. This episode, like the one I recently made about the Britten-Norman mainliner, came about from seeing a photograph many years ago in Flight International, and at the time I was thinking, what the hell is that? Even though I find it difficult warming to its appearance, it does appeal to me in another way, in being functional, straightforward and fit for purpose. This one, more than the other types I've covered on this channel, nearly made it over the line, and they had a large amount of orders for it. The idea for the Ayres Corporation Loadmaster dates back to the early 1990s, when small package and cargo carrier FedEx approached Ayres. This was for a certain sized aircraft to fill a niche between its F-27s and Cessna Caravan fleets. FedEx liked the Loadmaster so much they became the launch customer for the aircraft. By the end of the Loadmaster program, the total amount of orders and options was 85 on order, plus options for 190. Those are great figures for any new aircraft type. The original plan involved a single-engine aircraft with a maximum gross takeoff weight of over 5,670 kilograms, and that's 12,500 pounds. The concept underwent a number of changes before emerging as the LM200 Loadmaster. The Loadmaster was marketed in various configurations: a cargo freighter for bulk or 4 LD3 containers, a 19-passenger regional or high-density 34-passenger version, a 28-passenger troop jump aircraft, a multi-purpose military aircraft, a fire bomber, and as a float plane that I think made it look more pleasing to the eye. With a maximum gross takeoff weight of 8,680 kilograms, 19,000 pounds, it will be powered by CTP 800 4T propulsion system from the Light Helicopter Turbine Engine Company, LHTEC, a joint venture of Honeywell and Rolls-Royce. The CTP 800 4T propulsion system is essentially two linked CTP 800 turboshaft engines, using a single shaft and combining a gearbox and a single propeller. It is flat rated at 2,000 kilowatts or 2,700 horsepower, but for the Loadmaster it would be flat rated to 1,790 kilowatts or 2,400 horsepower, and a 6-bladed propeller from Hamilton Sundstrand will be used, and the gearbox was designed by Westland. The CTP 400 4T propulsion system is similar to the Saloy PT6 dual-pack setup, and the LM's core avionics system will be a Honeywell SPZ 5000 integrated avionics system. The planned maximum payload for the Loadmaster was 3,992 kilograms or 8,800 pounds, and the aircraft features a 1.9 by 2.1 metre or 6'2" or 6'9" foot main cargo door. I will just mention that the stats that I'm reading now and what appear on the screen are slightly different at times because the aircraft was evolving all the time. And the range of the LM200 with a 1,814 kilogram, 4,000 pound payload is estimated to be 1,900 nautical miles, and it was designed for single pilot operation. Engine and airframe anti-icing and de-icing systems would be standard. The aircraft was to be approved for flight into known icing conditions. And a 1/12 scale model of the Loadmaster was built at Wichita State University in Kansas. And if you look carefully at this photograph, you can see some Airbus-like winglets have been added to one of the models along the way. The Loadmaster would have been unpressurised. Ayres was also planning a design with a pressurised cockpit section after a number of potential customers had expressed an interest in a pressurised version. In November 1996, Ayres had in their back pocket from Federal Express 50 firm orders and 200 options, and this later changed from 75 firm orders and 175 options. And also hardly reported, in addition to orders and options from Federal Express, in 1997 Ayres announced that Durva Steen Aviation, a Dutch leasing company, had taken out options for 5 additional aircraft, increasing their firm order to 10. And on top of that, Kellner Air Charters of Thunder Bay, Ontario, has signed an agreement for 10 Loadmasters. Ayres then announced the military utility version of the Loadmaster with a rear loading ramp called the Loadmaster LM250. This version will be powered by a CTP 850 power plant rated at 2,386 kilowatts or 3,200 horsepower. The LM250's maximum takeoff weight will be 11,339 kilograms or 25,000 pounds, and a maximum payload would be 5,760 kilograms, and that's 12,700 pounds. Its range with a maximum payload and fuel reserves would be 2,592 km or 1,400 nautical miles. And the target price for the LM200 was $4.5 to $5 million depending on configuration. Ayres wanted to have orders for 10 LM250s before proceeding with the program. The aircraft would be assembled at Ayres' factory in Dotton, Alabama, and with all this demand, Ayres then acquired Le Aircraft, a company based in the Czech Republic, in September 1998, and the aircraft would also be assembled there. Dornier also looked at as an option for assembly at one point. Each of the two assembly lines was to produce approximately 4 aircraft per month for an overall annual production rate of about 100 Loadmasters. Plans were made for the fuselages for the Loadmasters assembled in the USA to be produced in Dotton, while those Loadmasters assembled in the Czech Republic were to be produced by LE, along with its wings, tails and stabilisers for all Loadmasters. Things appeared to be going well, however the writing was on the wall. Things were getting stretched. Ayres were in fact badly financed. LE in the end went bankrupt in October 2000, and the whole project and company collapsed. Ayres Corporation filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in November 2000. The company then began operating with the help of GATX Capital, its largest creditor. In the spring of 2001, Ayres needed an estimated 70 to 80 million to fund the Loadmaster program through certification. The company then attempted to raise at least 40 million in new equity. Ayres also planned to borrow a further $30 to $40 million. In August 2001, GATX then acquired Ayres assets in return for reducing the company's debt by $10.3 million. GATX then established an entity called Quality Aerospace Incorporated to manage the Ayres assets. Quality Aerospace marketed the Ayres Turbo Thrush series of agricultural aircraft, and Thrush aircraft came from this, and along with LE, they both went on and still produce aircraft today. So the Loadmaster program ended. In mid-2001, Ayres had been planning the first flight of the aircraft to occur in the second quarter of 2002, with initial deliveries as early as 2004. And these photographs here are from 2010, and as far as I know the prototype or mock-up still survives today at the old Ayres factory, which is now the Thrush factory and headquarters in Alabama. So who knows what may have been. FedEx, as far as we know today, were very hungry for this type of aircraft. If the Loadmaster was in service, it can now be a common sight around the world today with many carriers. So, many thanks for watching. Please do like, share or subscribe so you can get instant notifications about any future episodes. Any comments are always greatly appreciated. And before I go, if you'd like to sponsor this channel in any way or advertise, ideally anything that's aviation related, please do drop me an email that can be found in the description of this episode.